On the other side of the aisle, two candidates filed to be on the ballot, but it could end up being just one. Tammy Dixon Tatum's candidacy being challenged because she was well short of the signature requirement. That goes to the Indiana Election Commission this coming week. If they vote to remove her from the ballot, then it's just Jennifer McCormick on the ballot for the Democrats. Another challenge going to the Election Commission in the race for Senate, where John Rust's place on the ballot could be in jeopardy. He's going up against Jim Banks in the GOP primary. Two Democrats in that race, Valerie McRae and also Mark Carmichael, who I spoke with here in studio on Friday.
I just want to try and get us to where we get a budget on time, that we work on the deficit, that we work on our border and make sure that it's secure, and that we have a fair and enforceable immigration policy. I want to restore Roe v. Wade. I have 4 granddaughters, and their human rights went backwards 50 years with the Dobbs decision. And so when that happened, I decided that I needed to get involved. And then when Jim Banks announced that he was going to run for the United States Senate, then I decided I too needed to run for the United States Senate, because I give people a clear alternative.
All right, part of my interview there with Mark Carmichael. More of that next week. Let's also talk now about the race for Congress in the 5th District, with the incumbent Victoria Spartz changing her mind to seek another term in Congress. I spoke with her last week.
Just spending some time on the ground and talking to a lot of my constituents, I feel, I cannot just give up. And ultimately, it's all about choices, and people got to decide, and I'm fine whatever people got to decide, but if I have an honor to represent them, I'll fight for them, because we have to win.
We also spoke with several of Spartz's opponents in that 5th District congressional race about their campaigns and whether Spartz's decision caused them to reconsider it all.
No, it hasn't changed with the Congresswoman getting back into the race, because we're still focused on the same things. We're focused on pushing a conservative agenda, but actually accomplishing that.
My reasons for running haven't changed. I made the decision to run. I'm staying in the race.
I will stay in the race. It's interesting, quite a surprise, coming out of going into retirement and coming out of retirement. That's not easy to pull off sometimes. We'll see what the future holds.
I will work with all the elected officials, community leaders, faith leaders, non-for-profit leaders, business leaders, make sure enough resources are available to support the local community to prosper and grow in the district.
My key issue involves term limiting to Congress. It's something that really 80% of Democrats, Independents, and Republicans agree on. And people are intuitively smart. They know that nothing is going to change if nothing changes.
Okay, we'll have more of those interviews on our website and more with some of the other candidates in the weeks to come. In the meantime, there are 2 Democrats in this race, including Ryan Fenninger, who I spoke with on Friday.
From my experience over the last 2 decades in business, I work with people every day who all have different ideas. I think the one thing that's different between that and what we're seeing out of Congress is we figure out a path forward. And so what I'm hopeful to do is to take a little bit of that experience and that spirit of collaboration and work with people, because ultimately at the end of the day, we're all American.
Fenninger also facing a challenge to his candidacy next week, but he says he's confident he has met the requirements. All right, this week we also spoke with one of the candidates looking to possibly challenge Attorney General Todd Rokita at this year's Republican convention, Madison County Prosecutor Rodney Cummings.
I've been approached by a number of party leaders to explore the possibility of entering the Attorney General's race. Thought about it for some time, and I think the concern by myself and others is that our current Attorney General is facing disciplinary action from the Indiana Supreme Court. We'll see what that is, but there's certainly a potential that he may not be eligible to run for office.
All right, up next, the latest on the South Carolina primary, with Nikki Haley trying to keep the fight alive despite those challenging poll numbers. We'll get a report from Politico's Adam Wren, who's been on the ground there in South Carolina. And later, we'll hear from 3 of the 9 candidates running for the GOP nomination for Congress in Southwest Indiana, including one who used to hold this very seat in Congress. Straight ahead.